Hey! Whoa, we're back with Doug Walker. This time,
hmm
his Last Jedi review.
You could take this as kind of a part two from a previous video that we just recorded, aka the one Phantom, because now it's time to see how much the Doc Walker is going to be a hypocrite when it comes to the Last Jedi.
You'll truly see how completely worthless his opinion is.
Yep.
Indeed. So anyway, so shall we get on with this? Oh, by the way, General Sijujian King here. Anyways.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go!
Brought to you by the people who make live reaction remakes of your nostalgic movies only half-assed.
The Last Jedi, the biggest Star Wars film to win all fans over since Phantom Menace? Yeah, I definitely want to review this film again because, man, the
In
reaction
hindsight,
this
this
movie
was
got
timely
was
for us to do the
crazy.
Phantom Menace.
I mean, don't get me wrong, every Star Wars film, apart from the first one, has gotten some kind of backlash. When they first came out, a lot of people were against Empire, Jedi, even the Christmas special, I ask you! So I guess you can't act too shocked that there's people that don't like this movie. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why, but
At least he admits there was some backlash towards the other movies.
I'm just waiting for Rian Johnson to get in a car accident and some fan has him in a bed and forces him to rewrite the script. Me personally, when I first saw it, I
That would
absolutely
be cool,
loved
actually.
a lot of it and had some problems with other parts. Overall, I remember it being a really good experience. But I'm not gonna lie, the more and more I think back on it, the more and more problems do arise. Well, let's talk about the story, as well as look at the good stuff, because weirdly enough, this movie is kind of divided into two. It's very easy, in my opinion, to point out what the good stuff is and the bad stuff is. The good stuff. Rey finds Luke Skywalker, but he has no interest in training her. In fact, he even tosses the lightsaber behind him. Many fans were shocked by this and astonished that he was so...
Pause.
Alright.
Okay, first off, we got that scene. That scene where Luke Skywalker throws away Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. His own father's lightsaber. His previous lightsaber. How fucking dare you?
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, I fucking when I saw that in theater. By the way, I'm gonna try my best to leave my Last Jedi experience for our sequel trilogy teardown podcast, which I'm definitely gonna go and lantern that time. But yeah, well, let's just say when I saw a moment, I was like, "What the fuck? What is this? He should have never done that. That is his father's lightsaber. The lightsaber he lost in Bespin against Darth Vader. How the fuck? I mean, Jesus Christ. That is not a good moment. That is an absolute middle finger straight from Rian Johnson's mind, by the way. That's a middle finger to all the Skywalker fans.
And Iron, didn't you say that when you went to see this in the theater that there was people who actually laughed at this scene?
Yeah, when I was there, people laughed.
In mine too.
Why? Why would anyone laugh at this? This isn't funny.
Well, okay. It strongly depends on who you are with for theater, because I've actually had some telling me that nobody actually was laughing in several moments of the Last Jedi. They were actually like wondering what the hell happened, or why did that happen, or they were even like, "What is this?" Like, I have seen a few friends that actually had other people in the theater room like not laughing, like straight up wondering what the hell happened. I had other friends that definitely laughed, and my theater experience also, unfortunately. But yes, it strongly depends on who you are. So there's that.
Anyone else have something to say?
No, I think we should move on because
Yeah, let's go on.
we got in the midpoint. So, Iron, where are you at?
I'm at 127.
Okay.
3, 2, 1,
bitter and cold and abandoned everybody, kind of like they said he did in the first film, and one of the most likable characters did too. Again, I can see...
It never said that.
Excuse me.
It never said he abandoned them, he just said he vanished. Sorry, I paused.
Okay, Iron, where did you pause?
I stopped at 135.
Okay. What do you want to say about that? What do you want to say?
It never even said that he was oh, gonna be this nihilistic old person who abandoned everyone. Like he even hinted that he left the map behind so they could find him.
Yeah, which of course was retconned by The Last Jedi, because the sequel trilogy always retcons it now and then. Indeed.
It's about as inconsistent as a Resident Alice movie.
You could say that. Also, here's another. Yoda never became a fucking realistic shit fucking coward hermit like looks like Jake Milker did.
Yeah, he was the reason why Yoda was hiding was so that eventually he could train Luke or Leia.
Yeah,
Yes.
and also because the Jedi Order was almost exterminated.
And the Empire was far too powerful to confront.
Exactly.
The closest he got to was fighting Darth Sidious in Revenge of the Sith, and that ended in a stalemate.
Yep,
Mhm.
Yoda couldn't beat him. So this is remember how much Doc Walker said he doesn't really understand the prequels? This is probably one of those moments that he doesn't understand it. Hell, I don't think even the original trilogy he understood wasn't Dagobah. So there is that.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm sorry, but Yoda is nothing like Jake Milk. So I'm sorry, but that doesn't apply, Doc Walker. They're not the same. And Mark Hamill even said this: a Jedi will never give up. So why would Yoda give up?
How could someone who knows so little about Star Wars have these many views and likes and subscribers? Goodness sake.
Remember when these videos came out, aka at the time the prequel hate train was hot.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. Remember, at that time it was popular to shit on the prequels and go on the bandwagon of the Force Awakens hype before The Last Jedi came out. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, let's just get this over with.
All right,
Let's
I'm
go,
at
Aaron.
135. 3, 2, 1,
People
go.
getting angry that this got in the way of the happily ever after optimistic point of view, but as soon as you see Han and Leia don't work out, I think it's pretty clear that's out the window. I just assumed this is what Luke would be doing. He would feel like he'd have to banish himself just like Yoda did. Why were people so shocked by this? Like a lot of stories about spiritual journeys, Rey decides not to leave and stays there until she's trained. While Luke technically refuses to train her, at least the traditional way, she does find out a lot of stuff by herself. The island holds many mysterious secrets, as Rey herself also holds many mysterious secrets, including somehow a way for the Force to connect both her and Kylo Ren. Neither are quite sure how they're doing it, but they're able to talk to one another and even sometimes bring a little bit of the environment back with them. That's actually rather intriguing.
Oh god.
But then you have the other story though, which is, in my opinion, the bad stuff. The Resistance is on the run from the First Order, and it's just kind of a really long, drawn-out chase scene that I still don't entirely get. Why can't one go faster to catch up? It has more power. Through an even more confusing subplot,
Yeah.
Finn
Because
and a new
Ryan
character
Johnson
named
doesn't
Rose have to
understand how
travel
space
to a different
works.
planet to find this code breaker that can break a board, then somehow stop it, but they don't come across that code breaker, they come across another one, and while that's going on, Leia seems to be out of commission, and Poe wants to know what's going on, but he's not being told for absolutely no reason.
Yep.
Even if you were to take out the details of the story, which do make absolutely no sense, a lot of these characters just aren't that interesting. I don't know why this really slow chase is supposed to be suspenseful. I don't know why this really boring casino is supposed to be interesting. I don't care why we're supposed to care about space horses? What? How did we get here? The two stories kind of come to a head in the last third, where they confront Snoke, and big shock, there's betrayals and backstabbing and lightsabers and giant machines shooting at each other and ships flying all around and all the usual Star Wars.
Okay, pause.
Pause.
Yep.
Pause, Aaron. What do you want to say, King? King, what are you going to say?
So he doesn't explain the whole wasted potential of Snoke, where he gets killed by Kylo Ren so easily that it's asinine.
I think he's going to get to that part. I don't know. I think he will. Because I'm seeing the timestamps, and there are some shots of Snoke there, and Kylo Ren taking over. It's probably going to mention that.
Okay, but at least he's...
I'll give him this. at least he's shitting on the nonsense that is Canto White and the stupid chase.
Yeah.
I mean, it only exists. I mean, I know you guys don't like talking about this, and neither do I. But let's be real. The only reason it exists is because Ryan Johnson wanted to have a political message.
That's Ryan Johnson in a nutshell. But I think we're gonna get more into detail with this podcast. But yeah, you are right, King. He put the Canto White portion to have all sorts of pizza. That bullshit. Anyway, so Iron, where are you?
I'm at 336.
Okay, ready.
3, 2, 1,
Getting
go.
into spoilers, I think a lot of people agree the movie should have ended a half hour earlier, and most people agree on the exact same spot where it should have stopped.
Okay.
That's not to say
yes,
the climax
Craig-
isn't
Craig was
interesting
more-
or creative, but it does go on way too long, and on top of that, a lot of the mysteries and dilemmas seem to already be solved, and most of them aren't that satisfactory. Snoke, for example, we never find out about. And I know a lot of people say, well, he's like the Emperor, you didn't really know anything about him, but the Emperor wasn't mentioned in the first one. We just thought it was Darth Vader. And even when he does come along, you just know
actually
he's
he
the
was.
guy calling
Yeah,
the
he
shots.
was mentioned in
Even
the
Obi-Wan says
Imperial
that's kind of
Senate
Darth
meeting.
Vader himself that turned himself to the dark side, so that was explained. Here, it said that Snoke did it. Well, okay, I don't need much, but just who was he? How did he come across this guy? How did he turn him? How did he know Luke? Just something. Give me something. A line of dialogue. I don't care, just a little bit. But then it's also
yes,
strange
that is.
because I never found Snoke that interesting, and honestly, a lot of these mysteries I thought was just gonna go the same usual route that Star Wars goes, like the Chosen One or the Family Blood or something like that. But they don't go that route, which at first I liked, but then I realized they don't really replace it with anything of substance. It's just kind of set up and then nothing is delivered. Not something different, just nothing. That's very odd, especially for a second movie that's supposed to be the second act of something, you know, where things are supposed to be getting interesting. There's twists and turns that lead to the third act, but nothing's really leading into the third movie apart from Rey and Kylo's connection, but it doesn't seem like a huge cliffhanger to see what's gonna happen with them. But okay, those are the downsides. The good sides? Pretty much anything with Rey, Luke, and Kylo Ren, I love the shit out of. I adore all these characters. I know technically they don't even do that much until the third act, but they're just so interesting. I love hearing them talk and I love their dialogue. I can just watch them do nothing.
No,
It's so
They're
funny
the-
because the
they're the
side
an-
story has so much
they're
shit
the
going on, but
antithesis
because I
of
don't really care
interesting.
about those characters, I don't get into it. With them, so little is going on, and yet they do it so well and so engaging, and they're so
Can we
complex, and I just
pause
want
and talk
more.
about this, please?
Sure.
Iron? Okay. I'm sorry, but the only parts of Luke Skywalker and Rey and everything is just seeing how poorly executed, how bad it is. Because, as we said again, Luke Skywalker in this movie is not Luke Skywalker; it's Jake Alien Milker. So. And actually, Luke Skywalker fans and even original trilogy fans are not the ones that are not fanboys that don't know what the hell. The ones that do like Luke Skywalker a lot. I don't think the parts with Luke Skywalker, excluding the Falcon scene and the one which Luke talks with, excluding those two scenes, I don't think they want to see the rest of the moments with Skywalker because it's not Luke Skywalker on screen. It's somebody else portrayed by Mark Hamill. That's not really Luke Skywalker. It's just every one of those scenes is just killing the shit out of the character of Luke Skywalker. And by the time we get to the flashback scene, that's the ultimate stabbing of destroying Luke Skywalker's character. Like the ultimate middle finger. And of course, then you kill him.
And all we have to work with these scenes is either Luke becoming Jake Alien Milk Drinker, Rey reaffirming that she's a Mary Sue, Kylo Ren being a bitch boy, and Reylo, which nobody likes except like Darth Grumpy.
Oh God, only Grumpy likes Reylo.
Somebody say Reylo.
One of these.
Get out of here before I turn you into fine powder.
You
Yeah,
can't touch
get
me,
out.
but I can. Get out of here, Grumpy.
I do want to have him in one of these videos actually at one point. It will be fun. Just tear him apart, but it will be for another time. Anyways, so yeah, fucking Reylo. The only good parts of Kylo Ren was just seeing. Well, no, actually, what good parts? There were no real good parts. It was only Kylo Ren being more of a whiny bitch boy, which makes Anakin in Episode 2 look more amazing than
And we're not hating on Anakin. Anakin's my favorite.
Well, here's the thing: a lot of prequel haters and sequel shit a lot on Anakin Skywalker's whiny attitude in Episode 2 and to some extent 3. They shit on him a lot, and yet they give Kylo Ren a pass. That's the problem with that. So I'm pointing out how you're saying that Kylo Ren being whinier is more acceptable compared to Anakin, who was a Padawan and couldn't really control his emotions and had a lot of actual struggles happening. It makes more sense. I'm sorry, no. Anakin makes sense. Kylo Ren is just being fucking piece of shit, whiny ass emo bitch. I'm sorry. So there is that. So anything else you want to say, guys, before we on?
Let's go on.
Okay.
Go on.
Which part are you?
5:47.
Okay, let's go.
3, 2, 1,
More about them. It also feels like they're evolving the idea of the Force as well. It always kind of seemed like the Force was one thing, and in the first 3 movies it seemed to evolve a little bit. You found out a few more tricks, but then it just kind of stayed the same. Well, unless you count blood tests, which most people don't. But you know the idea. The Force is around us. You lift your hand, you can move stuff and fly around, sometimes shoot lightning, things like that. Here, it seems like people who are really in touch with the Force can kind of experiment with it and push it in a new way. At first I didn't like that Rey wasn't taught by Luke, and yeah, there's also a little bit of a cheat with these books that you find later in the film. But then the more I thought about it, because she does have such a strong connection with it, she can take it in a new direction. She can kind of recreate it, reshift it, redefine it. It can become something really new. Even having the books, I kind of like because it gives her the basics, and she can figure out where to go from there and how to sort of morph and shift and experiment with herself. It's the first time in a long time I got legitimately excited for an idea in Star Wars. On top of that, it's hands down the best looking Star Wars film. I mean, okay, some of these places could have been designed better, but the way it's shot,
you can put diamonds on
the way they have the sun, the way they're silhouetted, the way they stand, it all seems so gigantic. It's like an anime, some of those really good animes that seem so
As an anime fan, I'm insulted.
But I don't think that's just the cinematography. I do think it's the character, specifically Rey.
Sure.
Let's pause. Okay, King, Iron, since you guys are big anime fans, I think I'll let you guys rip and tear this comment.
Okay, comparing The Last Jedi to anime, it's a huge insult to anime. Anime takes time and care to make great stories. Granted, there are some bad animes, but a lot of them are pretty good. Dragon Ball, Full Metal Alchemist, Rosario Vampire... Well, not the Rosario Vampire anime, the manga's better. Gundam, so many other things.
Oh, even Bleach and Naruto.
And
Hiyori Naruto-san.
Mm-hmm. So, yep. Continue, guys. If you have more to say.
And we of course, we have to see that stupid scene where Rey manages to lift a whole bunch of boulders, clearing her path.
Yes, it's not even a week since she's learned of the Force's existence. And yet she's able to do Jedi Master level feats so easily.
And don't worry. And guys, spoiler alert. Potential spoiler. She's going to be, according to some theories in Episode 9, along with some concept art, she's going to be pulling another Jedi Master level feat. One that might even rival some of the things Luke did in the expanded universe.
Oh, okay.
In only a year?
Say it.
You guys sure?
Yes.
Yes, tell us.
I don't care. Spoil it. Say it.
Okay. So apparently, to some concept art and some theories, and this is something Jar Jar Abrams wanted to do in Force Awakens. Rey is supposedly going to use the Force to lift the remains of the second Death Star.
What?
Oh my, really?
Are you? Wait, seriously?
That's the rumor?
Wait,
I shit you not. It's the fandom minutes covered it.
So is that why she's going to the remains of the Death Star and Yavin 4 in the trailer? She's gonna lift them in order to find the remains of Palpatine or something?
I'm not sure if it's going to be on Yavin 4. Some people say it's going to be on Jakku, but whatever. Regardless, she's going to be lifting the Death Star with the Force.
Of course.
It's been covered
Okay.
by Geeks and Gamers, Salty Cracker, everybody from the Phantom Menace, Mr. H reviews, who's not a part of the Phantom Menace. He's cool, but everybody else has said this.
Okay, Iron, you first before I throw a tangent.
Oh, so she's only had a year of self-training, and she's able to do Grandmaster level feats. Oh,
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. If that becomes legitimate, I'm gonna scream really fucking high. You can no longer shit on Starkiller or Luke Skywalker, Grandmaster Luke Skywalker, ever again. You cannot. I'm gonna say it out loud, seriously, because so many people bitch about Starkiller bringing down the Star Destroyer with the Force. Oh yeah, and Rey lifting the entire fucking Death Star, even if it's half of it, with the
and
Force.
what's funny
Oh,
is
yeah,
Starkiller
that's what-
struggled to do that. What he did with
And
the Star
don't
Destroyer.
forget Valen from Swoltor. He was OP as fuck.
Well, yeah. Well, no, they rarely shit on Swoltor, so that's why the reason why I'm mentioning bitch about them, not bitch about them nonstop. They you haters. That's what I mean. I'm a Star Wars fanboy. So those are the two characters they totally say that they're way too overpowered to the point that it's unrealistic. It doesn't make any sense in the Star Wars canon. That's what they say.
At this point, I'm half expecting her to pull the move where she becomes one with the Force, just like Luke and Jason did.
That's gonna be an interesting one.
Let's
God.
finish this video.
Like seriously, how come Yoda, who has like almost like 900 years of experience as a Jedi, how come he can't do that?
Yeah, how come? Yeah, how come Rey can do the same feats that Yoda can do in just 1 year compared to a being that had like 800 to 900 years of training? Or hell, Grandmaster Luke Skywalker that had like more than 40 something years of training. Well, almost 40, yeah, more than 40 something years of training, and he manages to use the Force to control a big black hole and managed to use it to ensnare a big Yushan Bong vehicle. And with that, closed it and completely disappeared the entire vehicle. Which, by the way, that feat was fucking awesome in Dark Tide. But yeah, seriously, that feat was so freaking amazing, and he used a lot of the Force in order to do it. But at that point, he's already Grandmaster of Skywalker, or at least a Jedi Master, so he could definitely do that sort of feat.
Also,
Rey,
I wanted to say something that he kind of hinted at. Oh, the idea like, oh, anyone can use the Force. How is that good?
What did you say, Aaron, again?
Oh, before Doug Walker kind of suggested that he liked the idea of anyone can use the Force.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not a good idea.
It isn't.
It's
Yeah, if everybody can use the Force, not only does it make it less special, it also asks the question of why isn't everybody else trying to learn to become Jedi and Sith and every other Force wielder?
yeah, and if anyone can use the Force, why didn't they like train all the clones of Jango to use the Force?
Or how about the entire army of the rebellion?
Yeah.
The Empire?
Why didn't the Empire teach stormtroopers how to use the Force to quell Jedi?
It needs to be something that only certain people can have.
Yeah, which as much as you want about the midichlorians, but at least that maintains the aspect of the Force more special and even it still kept it mysterious. Whereas having the Force being used by anyone doesn't make it mystical, and it actually devalues the shit out of its unique.
It makes it boring.
Okay, okay, guys, I think we should carry on. This is
let's finish this up.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm at 7:15.
Okay, let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Luke and Kylo Ren. So looking back, it is a little bit more of a mixed bag than perhaps I
No, it's a really
It is a
bad
little too complicated, a little too
The worst
long,
one
and
ever.
probably explains
piece
too
of
much,
shit.
and what it
It's a
does
piece of
explain is
fucking
not
shit.
really that satisfactory.
Yes.
It's more leading us down one path and then suddenly leading us down a different one, but that new path doesn't really
Expectations
go
of-
anywhere. But I'll admit, the stuff I do like is some of my favorite stuff in any of the Star Wars films.
It's actually one of
It's the first time I
my
can
worst
remember where I
parts
was
I've ever
watching
seen
a
in
Star Wars movie and I had like butterflies in my stomach. I was afraid what was gonna happen. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was excited for it. So yeah, pretty much everything done with Luke, Rey, Kylo Ren, and the Force, I really, really enjoy. Some of the best I've
didn't.
ever seen in any of the Star Wars flicks.
Hated it.
The stuff done with Finn, Rose, the
I had to
First
mention
Order,
also
Snoke,
ripped
and
off some stuff,
those
some of the
things.
Force stuff from
I didn't think
the
they were the
EU.
worst, they just
Yeah.
weren't that good. It's nice to have it on Blu-ray because that means I can watch the best parts over and over and skip the parts that don't interest me.
The
And
entire
it's
movie's a
very
piece of
little.
shit.
It's a good big screen movie for the visuals, but a good disc movie to rewatch the best parts and fast forward
The best
bad
part is the end credit.
The only good part. No, actually, that's one of the shittiest. That's actually one of the shittiest, King, because before the credits happen, there's the little kid man in the first room, and that's basically like the last middle finger Ryan Johnson gives to the Force mythology. So, yeah, I think you forgot about that part. No, actually, the only legitimate good parts about The Last Jedi are the two scenes in which Mark Hamill is actually able to play as Luke Skywalker. The one in the Falcon in which he talks with R2-D2, and the one in which his Force projection talks with Leia in the Crate base. Those are the only good aspects I can think of that entire movie. The only good ones. Everything else, trash or mediocre as fuck.
And like I said, that Force projection, that was in the EU, so Ryan Johnson ripped that off.
Oh yeah, and it actually made it into a Force power to be cool to use, to an absolute big freaking risk to utilize, because you use it, you're gonna fuck.
It was a risk in the EU too, but the worst it did was just age you up really bad. But it was only temporary.
Or left you drained with Force power. But that was about it. It didn't actually kill you in the end, like it did in The Last Jedi. So there is that. And actually, Luke Skywalker used that ability. He actually wasn't. He actually wasn't too tired. He was still able to destroy a good portion of the Emperor's clones, even though freaking the Emperor managed to take one of those clones and finally come back, but still. But yeah. So, I guess anything else you guys want to say?
I think that's all.
Okay. Well,
So
that was it, guys. We finally deal with talk about sequel trilogy and prequel trilogy this December.
So we will see you around.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah. We may be back for episode 9 later.
Yep.
Bye.